The fastest-growing monster black hole is devouring a sun's mass in a day. India Times. Watch NASA intentionally destroy its ridiculously expensive SLS rocket. BGR. Penticton's Time Winery has been sold, along with Evolve's Cellars and McWatters collection. Penticton News, Castanet.net. Feds extends $16.7 million lifeline to Granville Island as it crafts survival plan. Vancouver Sun. ESA releases stunning fly-over video of Korolyov crater covered in a thick layer of water ice. Daily Mail. Hubble just snapped one of its greatest images ever. BGR. Women's fashion giant shutting down all Burnaby locations. Burnaby Now. Total sends drilling rig to South Africa to capitalize on previous success. Oilprice.com. Cirque du Soleil creditors oppose recovery strategy proposed by owners. CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Cineplex sues former buyer Cineworld, seeking over $2.18 billion. Business News, Castanet.